Keir Starmer and Joe Biden discussed Ukraine's request to fire long-range Western-supplied missiles into Russia, but no formal decision has been announced yet. Meanwhile, tensions with Russia continue to escalate. During talks at the White House, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer revealed that he and US President Joe Biden had a wide-ranging discussion on strategy. While the use of long-range Storm Shadow missiles was part of the conversation, Starmer emphasized that the meeting wasn't solely about one particular capability. A formal decision remains pending, with further discussions planned at the upcoming United Nations General Assembly in New York. Before the meeting, it was anticipated that Starmer would urge Biden to support allowing the British-made Storm Shadow missiles to be used inside Russia. However, Biden downplayed Vladimir Putin's threats, dismissing the notion that such a move would bring NATO into direct conflict with Russia. "I don't think much about Vladimir Putin," Biden stated. Moscow has strongly opposed the potential use of Western long-range missiles, with Russia's ambassador to the UN warning that such actions could lead to direct war between Moscow and NATO. Despite these warnings, European leaders like Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk brushed off Putin's threats, seeing them as signs of Russia's struggles on the battlefield. Meanwhile, on the front lines, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced that Ukrainian forces had slowed Russian advances in the Kursk region, despite reports from Russia claiming victories. Zelensky contradicted Putin's claims of success, stating that Ukrainian resistance remains strong, especially near key strategic locations like Pokrovsk in the Donetsk region. Zelensky also confirmed the return of 49 Ukrainian prisoners of war from Russia, although details on whether it was part of an official exchange remain unclear. The exchange comes as Ukraine continues its efforts to reclaim territory from Russian control. In other military news, Romania has begun training its first group of Ukrainian pilots on the F-16 fighter jets. Theoretical training has started, with practical exercises expected by the end of the year. Back in Kyiv, drone fragments fell on a municipal building after Russian strikes targeted the capital. Although no fire broke out, air raid alerts remain active in several regions, with officials urging people to stay in shelters. As tensions rise, diplomatic relations between Russia and the West continue to sour. Russia recently revoked the accreditation of 6 British diplomats, accusing them of espionage. The UK's Foreign Office denied the claims, stating that the diplomats had already left Russia as part of an ongoing diplomatic dispute. The US has also imposed new sanctions on Russia, accusing Moscow of undermining democracies worldwide. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken said the new sanctions target those involved in destabilizing global political systems. President Zelensky has announced plans to meet with Biden later this month to present his victory plan for ending the war. While he has not yet shared details, Zelensky promises a comprehensive set of solutions to lead Ukraine toward peace. Despite Ukraine's request for long-range missiles, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz made it clear that Germany would not provide Taurus cruise missiles, stating that the decision would not change. Former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, during a visit to Kyiv, renewed his call for the use of Storm Shadow missiles to stop Russian attacks. Zelensky also met with American actor Michael Douglas and his son Dylan in Kyiv, where they discussed Ukraine's ongoing efforts and the upcoming Summit of Ladies and Gentlemen. Finally, Ukraine's government has approved a 2025 draft budget with a strong focus on defense spending, dedicating a significant portion of the budget to national security and military efforts. With no decision yet on long-range missiles, the world watches closely as Ukraine continues to push for more support. Stay tuned for updates on this developing story. More updates to follow.